All right, so you're here with us because you want to really wrap your head around visa applications.
You want to understand them quickly and thoroughly.
Yeah, you don't want to get bogged down. You just
Yeah.
want the essential information.
You're looking for that shortcut that can make navigating this world a little less complicated.
Exactly. Consider this your fast track.
2 visas.
Yeah,
We're diving deep today
we are.
into this whole world, whether you're thinking about a vacation or maybe studying in another country,
Maybe a big career move abroad.
or even thinking long-term about permanent residency.
Yeah, getting a handle on this whole visa application process, that's like step one.
It really is
So to make sure we're giving you a complete picture,
a well-rounded perspective.
yeah, we've gone through this really insightful conversation with both an immigration lawyer.
And a visa consultant.
So we're bringing you the legal side of things.
But also that real-world practical advice.
Exactly. So our goal
Listen today.
is to extract all those crucial details
Those little nuggets of wisdom.
that can make your visa application go as smoothly as possible.
And boost your chances of success.
Okay, so let's get down to basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is a visa?
Oh, that's the fundamental question.
Right. It seems pretty straightforward, but I feel like there's a lot more to it.
Definitely more than meets the eye.
And why does it seem like every country has its own rule book?
Right, every country's doing its own thing.
Yeah.
So at its core, a visa is an official stamp of approval from a country's government.
Okay.
It's basically a document that says, hey, we're allowing this person from another country to come in.
Right.
You can stay here for a specific time and for a specific reason.
Okay, so that's where it gets interesting, right?
It does.
Because each country has its own reasons,
Right.
its own priorities.
Absolutely. They're thinking about their own security, the health of their economy,
Diplomatic relationships.
with other nations.
And managing how many people are coming in.
Yeah, immigration control, a huge factor.
So, for example, a country might suddenly make their security checks tougher
Yeah, for people from certain countries.
based on what's happening in the world, right?
Exactly. Stuff you might not even think about.
So, like, if a country's really focused on security, that means tougher background checks.
Absolutely.
But if they want to boost their economy, they might make it easier for business people to come in.
You got it.
Makes sense.
And those diplomatic ties are super important, too.
Oh, yeah.
Countries that are buddies, they might have these visa waiver programs.
Oh, nice.
Travel back and forth, no problem.
Easy peasy.
But if there's tension,
Uh-oh.
the application process can get pretty intense.
So it's like all these national interests bumping up against each other.
It's a global dance.
All right, so let's talk about the different types of visas.
Okay,
This is where it gets real for anyone planning a trip.
for sure.
We hear about tourist visas,
Oh,
student visas, work visas.
so many visas.
It's confusing.
It can be.
So what are the main categories we need to know about?
And what makes each one different?
Yeah, what's the key difference?
All right, so we've got a few main categories. Okay. That cover most of the reasons people travel.
All right.
First up, the tourist visa.
Okay.
This one's for leisure travel.
Your vacations, your sightseeing trips.
Exactly. You're there for a temporary visit.
No working allowed.
Right. Strictly for exploring and relaxing.
Got it. What's next?
All right, then we have the business visa.
Business visa.
This one covers work-related activities.
Like what kind of activities?
So think attending conferences, negotiating contracts, or checking out business opportunities.
Okay.
The key difference from a work visa
Mm-hmm.
is that you're not allowed to get a full-time job in that country.
So it's more for those short-term professional things.
Right. You're there to contribute to your home country's business, not take a job from someone local.
I see. So you could go to a conference or work on a deal.
Exactly.
Got it. What about people who want to study abroad?
For those folks, we have the student visa.
The student visa.
This is for anyone who wants to get a degree or some other academic qualification.
Okay.
You're there to study at a recognized school.
So you'll need proof that you're enrolled.
Yep, acceptance letters are key.
And you got to show you can afford it, right?
Absolutely evidence of enough money for tuition and living expenses.
So it's not just about getting into the school.
You got to prove you can handle being there financially.
Makes sense. Now, what about people who want to actually work and earn a living in another country.
That's where the work visa comes in.
A work visa.
And this one's usually tied to a specific job offer.
From an employer in that country.
Exactly. And there are often specific requirements.
Like what?
Well, the employer often has to sponsor you.
Okay.
And prove that they couldn't find a local worker to do the job.
So it's all about the needs of that country's job market.
Exactly.
Interesting. What about families that want to reunite across borders?
That's where the family or spousal visa comes in.
Family or spousal visa?
This lets you join close family.
Like your spouse or parents?
Exactly. Anyone who's already living legally in that country.
But you have to prove that the relationship is real.
Absolutely.
No fake families. Yep. All right. And for those who are thinking long term,
if you want to settle down permanently,
put down roots.
There's the permanent residency or immigration visa.
Okay.
This one's a bit more intense.
Oh.
The requirements are stricter.
Got it.
And it can be based on things like having really specialized skills.
Or investing a lot of money in the country?
Exactly. Or close family ties.
So the takeaway here
is that each visa has its own purpose.
And its own set of rules and documents.
Don't assume that what you need for a tourist visa will work for a work visa.
It's all very specific.
You got it.
Okay, so once we know what type of visa we need.
Right.
What are the actual documents we usually have to get together?
What paperwork are we talking about?
Yeah.
This is where you got to be really careful.
Meticulous?
Exactly, while the exact requirements can change.
From country to country.
And depending on the visa,
yeah,
there's a core set of documents you'll probably need.
Okay, give us the rundown.
Top of the list is your valid passport. But when we say valid, we mean it needs to be valid for at least 6 months after you leave that country.
6 months beyond.
That's a really common reason for applications getting delayed or even rejected.
That's important to remember.
Super important.
What else is usually required?
You'll almost certainly need to fill out a visa application form.
Okay.
Answer every question honestly and accurately.
No fibbing.
No inconsistencies or leaving stuff out.
Got it.
And then you'll need passport-sized photos.
Ah, yes, the passport photos.
These often have very specific rules.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Like the size, the background color, even your facial expression.
Wow, really?
Don't just use any old photo. Check the guidelines carefully.
Right. Those little details can cause huge headaches.
Definitely.
Okay, what else?
You'll usually need proof of your travel plans.
Like your flights and hotel bookings.
Exactly. This shows that you're just visiting for a short time.
For a tourist or a business visa.
Right. And then comes the financial stuff. You need to show that you can support yourself.
So you're not going to be a burden.
Right. You don't need to rely on their government.
Makes sense.
So think bank statements.
Okay.
Often they need to be recent, like from the past month.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes big deposits can be a problem.
Really?
Yeah, if you can't explain where they came from.
Makes sense.
You might need tax returns or a letter from your employer, too.
So it's all about showing that you're financially independent.
For the whole trip.
Got it. What else?
You'll also need some specific documents depending on what kind of visa you're applying for.
Right. We talked about those different categories.
Exactly. So for a student visa, you'll need that acceptance letter from a university.
And for a work visa.
You'll need that official job offer letter.
Okay. What about health stuff?
Health insurance is often mandatory.
Okay.
And sometimes you might even need to get a medical exam and provide the reports.
Wow.
And pro tip, sometimes the embassy website has specific document templates.
Oh, that's good to know.
That you can't find anywhere else.
Nice. So check there first.
That's a pretty long list.
It is.
Seems like being thorough is key.
It really is. And I can't stress this enough. Check the official website of the embassy or consulate.
Of the country you're going to.
Absolutely. Requirements can change sometimes without much warning.
Oh, wow.
If you rely on old info from travel websites, you could be in for a nasty surprise.
So go straight to the source.
Every time.
And don't forget even small mistakes.
Like forgetting to copy a specific page of your passport.
Can get your application denied.
It's all in the details.
So we've gathered all our documents.
We think.
What are the most common reasons why applications actually get rejected?
What are those red flags?
Yeah, what should we watch out for?
Sadly, visa rejections do happen.
But a lot of them can be avoided.
Absolutely.
So tell us what we need to know.
One of the most common reasons is incomplete or incorrect documentation.
Like what?
Missing a form, forgetting to sign something, or giving different information on different forms.
These can all get your application tossed out.
So basically double check everything.
Triple check.
Maybe even quadruple check.
Just to be safe.
Right. Okay. So that's one big one.
Another common issue is not showing enough financial proof.
If you can't prove you can pay for your trip.
The visa authorities get worried.
Makes sense.
They want to see those bank statements.
Those pay stubs.
Proof that you're not going to be a financial burden.
Right.
Another big one is a lack of strong ties to your home country.
Oh, interesting.
For temporary visas, countries want to be sure you'll go back home.
When you're supposed to.
Exactly.
So if you can't show that you have a stable job,
property, family responsibilities,
stuff that keeps you grounded,
you might run into problems.
It's like they're trying to assess the risk.
Absolutely. They want to minimize the chances of people overstaying.
Makes sense.
A criminal record can also be a huge obstacle.
Yeah, I could see that.
Many countries have strict rules about letting in people with a criminal history. And this might surprise some people, but a bad visa interview can also lead to rejection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you seem nervous.
Or you give unclear answers.
Or if you seem unsure about your plans.
It makes them doubt your intentions.
Exactly. They think maybe you're not being completely truthful.
So it's all about being honest, thorough, and showing that you'll respect the rules.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you mentioned visa interviews.
Right.
That could be a nerve-wracking experience.
Definitely.
Any tips on how to ace that interview?
A visa interview is your chance to make your case.
Explain why you're going, what you'll be doing.
Show them you're serious.
So how do we approach it strategically?
The most important thing is to be honest and clear in your answers.
No beating around the bush?
Nope. And make sure your answers match what you said on your application.
Consistency is key.
Absolutely. Any inconsistencies, even small ones, can raise red flags.
So honesty is the best policy.
It really is in this situation.
Okay, what else?
Dress appropriately for the interview.
Like business casual.
It shows you take it seriously.
Makes sense.
Bring all your documents with you, even if you already sent them online.
Oh.
Organize them neatly so you can find anything they ask for.
Shows you're prepared.
Exactly.
What about during the interview itself?
Stay calm and confident.
Easier said than done.
I know, but try to speak clearly, make eye contact, and answer directly.
Right.
If you're fidgeting or hesitating, it makes them wonder about your sincerity.
Interesting.
And know your travel itinerary inside and out.
Like where you're going, what you're doing.
When you're arriving and leaving.
Be specific.
Yes, they're looking for inconsistencies and any sign that you're not prepared.
So basically, be ready for anything.
Exactly.
Those are some really helpful tips.
Glad to help.
For first-time applicants, this whole process can feel overwhelming.
I can only imagine.
What's your number one piece of advice for them?
Start early.
Really?
Visa processing times can be unpredictable.
Depending on the country and the visa.
Exactly, so don't wait till the last minute.
That's just asking for stress.
And follow the instructions meticulously.
From the embassy or consulate?
Yes. Every country has its own way of doing things.
So pay attention to every detail on their website and in their guides.
Absolutely.
And what if your application gets rejected?
Don't panic.
Okay.
Look closely at why they rejected it.
Address those issues.
And try reapplying with the necessary changes.
So it's not the end of the world?
Not at all. It's a chance to learn and make your application stronger.
That's encouraging to hear.
It's a process with bumps along the way.
But you can get through it.
Absolutely.
We've talked a lot about the application itself.
Right?
But what about after you get approved?
Before you actually travel.
What are some crucial things to keep in mind?
So you've got your visa. That's a big step.
But there's still more to think about.
For sure.
Like what?
First, make absolutely sure you understand the conditions of your visa.
What do you mean?
Some visas have restrictions on working.
Even part-time or casual work?
Or they might require you to register with the authorities when you arrive.
Interesting.
Knowing these rules is crucial to avoid any trouble.
Makes sense.
And I can't overstate this enough. Overstaying your visa can have huge consequences.
Yeah, you could get banned from going back.
You could face hefty fines.
Or even deportation.
So stick to the allowed time frame.
Definitely not worth the risk.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Anything else?
It's also a good idea to research the culture and local laws of the country you're visiting.
Beyond just the visa rules.
Exactly. Understanding customs and laws can make your trip smoother and more respectful.
That's just good travel etiquette.
It really is.
Any other advice?
Make copies of all your important documents.
Passport, visa tickets, hotel confirmations.
Everything.
Okay.
Keep one set with you and another set somewhere safe.
Just in case.
Exactly.
That's smart travel advice in general.
Absolutely.
Well, this deep dive has really demystified this whole visa application process.
It can feel like a maze.
It really can. But hopefully we've given you the knowledge and confidence to navigate it.
Without stressing out too much.
Exactly.
And here's a thought to chew on.
Okay.
How does a country's approach to visas?
Who they let in, why they let them in, how long they can stay.
All those conditions.
Yeah.
How does that reflect their values?
Deep down.
And their priorities when it comes to interacting with the rest of the world?
It's something to think about.
Definitely.
So this deep dive is a good starting point.
But every situation is different.
Right.
So do your own research too.
Check out the specific requirements for your case.
And always consult those official government sources.
For the most accurate and up-to-date information.
Absolutely. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
we wish you safe and successful travels.
On all your future adventures.
Bon voyage.
Safe travels.